Idiot Radio, taking it to the edge and back.
Everybody, thanks for listening to the Triple B Experience. I'm your host, Bad Bubba Brewer. I just want to give you guys a little bit of insight about me, what makes me tick, what really gets me going, and what cools my jets when need be. Hey, I love professional wrestling. I wrestled for 17 years. And also, I'm a huge Steeler fan, and I've collected comic books all my life. So I'm going to talk about the stuff that I want to talk about. True experiences that are entertaining, and we recant them stories to you, the masses out there in podcast land. Join me on this crazy journey called the Triple B Experience.
This is Bad Bubba Brewer, and you're listening to the Triple B Experience, episode number 12, just like Terry Bradshaw. It's a big, huge moment in my podcasting career. You can listen to all these podcasts, number 12, as we're doing, and you can go back in time and listen to 1 through 11. Listen to them on SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, and it's on idiotradio.net, ladies and gentlemen. And also on idiotradio.net, you can get all the Triple B merchandise and Idiot Radio merchandise on the website. Get the shirts, the mugs, the hats, right there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, people, it's been a while since I've done this. I've been very, very busy in my personal life and professional life. What I've been doing since the last time I talked to you, I've been trying to paint and remodel my downstairs of my house. So anybody that knows the fruits of labor of trying to build stuff in your house, let me tell you something, people. I am not a builder at all. I'm very good at destroying stuff. Give me a sledgehammer, and I can F a lot of stuff up. But building stuff with my hands and making sure everything is proper measurements and everything is status quo is not something that I am fully, what's the word I'm looking for? In my forte, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, that's what I've been doing. I got the downstairs. I showed some stuff on Facebook, and I got everything getting cleared out right now. I got the walls painted. The dry lock was very, very messed up me a little bit. I had I had a respirator like Darth Vader, and I got the concrete painted. I painted it black, and I got Pittsburgh gold on the other side. So it's a slow, tedious process. I'm trying to just take one day at a time and getting stuff done every day. I'm also, as I'm looking here in my studio, getting half of my comic book collection done so I can get some stuff for my insurance, so I can actually have guests here, so we can do a lot of that. And I didn't forget, people. I did not forget about having guests on my show. I just been so hectic and chaotic besides work. And like I said, working out, which I'm doing pretty good at. I'm down 20. Ladies and gentlemen, hurrah for me. Down 20, still working on it. Still watching what I eat. Still taking boxing when I can. Going to the gym at Uptown Fitness. I just left that today. And I know it's been a while. There's a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of stuff. And one of the things that I did now, since we haven't talked in a while, I actually, me and Tammy actually went down to this biker bar about a month ago, and we met for me, which was an honor, because I'm like a little kid when I meet these people who I used to watch and admire when I was growing up. I met Road Warrior Animal. So if you guys see my pictures on Facebook, you've seen that I got to wear the spike pads, and I thought that was awesome. And who wouldn't think that would be awesome with the spike pads on and in the presence of the greatest, one half of the greatest tag team of all time. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's my opinion, and that's what I'm going on, because it's a Triple B Experience. And by God, the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, were and will be, in my heart, the greatest tag team professionally of all time. And I'll tell you what, Animal was he was a good guy. He was such a nice guy. We talked a little bit, and I want to get some props out to Keith and Emily Doyle. They were working with Phoenix Pro Wrestling down there, because when we walked in, man, it was a hush in the crowd, because it's not our cup of tea. It was a biker bar. Nothing against bikers, ladies and gentlemen. No offense, I look like a biker, but I'm not getting on a goddamn bike because I've seen too many wrecks, and I'm just not doing that. That's not my cup of tea. Nothing again. I've watched all the Sons of Anarchy and all that, and I just don't feel comfortable on a bike. I worked at the Rose Inn many days and nights back in the day. You know, we had poker runs and stuff like that. God bless the bikers, but that's just not my cup of tea. And we were out of our element. But I went down there with a purpose to get an autograph and to meet Road Warrior Animal, and by God, we did. And we had a couple drinks. I'm not going to lie. We had a good time. I mean, Amy was talking to some people and stuff, and I went up to the bar, and this guy, you know, I said I was being a smart ass, you know, and he said something about the bikers. And he's your typical biker looking guy, and he's sitting there. Hey, what? I said, yeah. I said, bikers kind of look like me, long hair. Well, what do you mean by that? That's. I was like, I didn't mean to offend you, brother. I said, yeah, I'm a bigger guy. I have long hair, got a goatee. That was the typical biker. And I offended him, which I didn't mean to. Hey man, well look at that biker over there. He's bald. I'm like, well, he is big. I said, hey, I'm sorry. I'm not here to offend anybody. I said, but you know, I just think bikers look like guys like bigger guys with long hair. What can I say? I think I pissed him off. I don't know. He just didn't like my cup of tea, and I wasn't serving it. And I was like, hey, buddy, that's cool, whatever. I wasn't looking for any trouble. It's not like I go looking places for trouble. But I mean, it was we GPS'd it. It was an experience. I don't think I'll ever go back because, like I said, I'm not into biker bars. But I wanted to give, like I said, I gave a shout out to Keith and Emily Doyle. Emily was working the pictures and taking the money, and she was working all night real hard. And Keith, when we were talking Steeler football, and everybody knows that I'm a huge Steeler fan, like, you know, it's pretty common knowledge. But we talked about that. We talked about wrestling, you know, and I met the individual that owned Eclipse Wrestling, real nice guy. Look, I don't have any qualms I'm out of the business, ladies and gentlemen. I don't own a wrestling company. I don't wrestle anymore. People think I'm associated with this and that. I'm associated with myself. I'm associated with myself and the Triple B experience. And I'm sitting here on this podcast and I'm just talking and I'm just shooting of life experiences, shooting from the hip. You know, I haven't got into some real gritty stories. You know what I mean? I'm getting my viewership up. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to spread the word. And I know I've been on a little hiatus because I've been busy, but I'm trying to get back into it. I'm trying to get stuff focused. I'm very focused and a very determined individual to get stuff done. Some people don't think so, but I can't care what other people think. Yeah, I go to work. I try to work out. I try to keep in shape. I do stuff around the house like every other normal American male and female in the United States that try to do stuff. I'm just trying to do a podcast because I like to talk. And I talk about a lot of stuff that I like to talk about. And I'm just getting this double episode in because it's the 12th episode of the Triple B experience. And I have a lot of ideas and I just want to get them out to you guys. And I appreciate all the support. And, you know, everybody can jump on a bandwagon and give me a hand and spread the word. It's great. But like I said, that was one of my experiences since I haven't been talking. We haven't did a show in a while. That was one of our experiences, me and Tammy. And as I look, I have the picture. I got an autographed picture of the Road Warriors, not just a single picture of Animal. I got a picture of him and Hawk and Paul Ellery. So that was the way it had to be. And I told him that's the picture that I want. I want all three because to me, all three was something. And also we talked about football, and he also said, you know, his kid, you know, Dick LeBeau was actually talking to him coming out of Ohio State. So I was like, well, if he was still playing, you know, if he would have been drafted by the Steelers, he might have still been playing, you know what I mean? Because we don't have any middle linebackers, you know. But, I mean, he was such a great guy. He was telling stories to guys. People were listening to him because it's good to listen to the stories of guys that actually been to the mountaintop and actually wants to give stuff back. And he was doing stuff for a charity. I was honored to meet him. I thought it was great. It was one of my idols growing up, and it's all about meeting the people that you used to like and watch. And I feel sad when people I watched on TV or liked or in sports, pass away and stuff because we're only here on this planet for a short time, and we have to take all the opportunities as they come up, and we have to take all opportunities and try to strive to be better. And there's nothing wrong with trying to strive to be better, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what I try to do in my life, and I try to experience the stuff and the stories to actually tell you on the Triple B experience. So, and like I said, we had a great time. He actually, this was the cool thing. I'm like, hey, Animal, can you do me a favor? He actually did a commercial for the Triple B experience, which I thought was cool. And I gave it to Todd, and he edited it and finalized it and put it out there. And I thought that was cool. So I actually had Road Warrior Animal, legendary one half of the tag team, the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, a WWE Hall of Famer, cut me a commercial and do that with pride, and he was cool about it. And I have it as a video. It'll be a keepsake. I got some pictures. And like I said, I just thought that was awesome. And that's the biggest thing that I did since, remodeling my house and working and trying to get in shape. So, and there's been a lot of stuff going on, ladies and gentlemen. And we will get into that in the next segment of a lot of situations that, going down. But I just wanted to say, I just wanted to tell you guys that little story about meeting Road Warrior Animal, about the trials and tribulations of going to places where you're not really liked, and you walked in and Tammy walked in and the girls were like kind of like taken back because we were out of our element. And I will say that my other half is very attractive, and she walks into a room. Heads are going to turn. God bless America. But we had a good time like we always do. Like when we go out, the two of us have a good time. We don't care if people are not having a good time. Me and her will actually have a good time, and we don't care because we can be our own little world, and we're cracking jokes and drinking and having a good time. And really, every time we go out, we have a good time. It doesn't matter. Yeah, sometimes I get bored easy. I'm not going to deny that because I'm too old probably for the establishments in my area. I like to hear a good band. So if anybody knows of some good band, I know there's a lot of good bands out there. I just haven't had time because sometimes I work. We're trying to get the house done. So it's not like we can go out all the time, but we like to go out and we like to have a good time when we do go out. But I'm trying to get my downstairs into the Triple B Experience Bar and Grill. The Triple B Bar and Grill downstairs. I have high expectations. I have high hopes. If I'm not going to use I'm not an owner of a wrestling company anymore, and I'm not putting money into wrestling. That's why I bought a house. I bought a house to have a sanctuary and a castle in my humble abode to do whatever I want to. Why spend money on stuff? And if I spend money, it's going to be, the bar stools, the foosball table, the big production screen, couple TVs, all this stuff on the wall. I'm thinking I got high aspirations for this. I've been researching and Googling and YouTubing on how to do bars, Man Cave Steeler bars, geeky type of comic book stuff, wrestling stuff, everything. My stuff downstairs. Why do I want to go to a bar when I have everything at home? You know what I mean? That'll be the best part. And that's what I've been working on, from the last podcast to this podcast, and I'll still work on it. And I'm taking it slow, and like now I'm going to get the rubbish and junk out of the downstairs. I'm going to get it hauled out. And then I'm going to work on building walls. I have a little bit of help, and I think my dad's going to help me, and a couple of people I know are going to help me. My one buddy's probably going to help me. People are going to help me. So like I said, I have a hard time building stuff. I can destroy a lot of stuff, but building stuff and then building, I just feel like it'll be good. It's not real high tech. I'm just building some walls, people, and then putting some drywall up, and go from there. And I'll be really, really proud of the finished product downstairs, and it'll be awesome. And I can have my friends and family over, and I can do this downstairs, do the Triple B experience in the Triple B Bar and Grill. And the reason why I'm Triple B because I'm Bad Bubba Brewer, and my nickname and real name is synonymous with a good time, and that's what we're gonna have downstairs. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I am Bad Bubba Brewer. This is the 12th episode of my Triple B experience, and I appreciate everybody's support. So please sit back, listen to my stories, my critiquing of TV shows and wrestling and everything that I love talk about. I'll talk about it here on the Triple B Experience. This is your host, Bad Bubba Brewer, and you're listening to the Triple B Experience.
Hey, this is Road Animal, and you're listening to the Triple B Experience. Oh, what a rush.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Triple B Experience. I'm your host, as always, Bad Bubba Brewer. And on this part of the podcast, I think we're going to talk about some craziness that has been going on in Steeler land, and that is the number 84. Ladies and gentlemen, 84 went off the deep end, and I'm not going to talk about 84 this whole segment because, no offense, he doesn't deserve to be on this whole segment anyway. All I know is Mr. Big Chest. That was his pseudonym about a week ago because he's been on Twitter and he's been talking a lot and just talking a lot of bullshit. To me, yeah, he did some great stuff as a Steeler. But actually, I think his time is to go. Maybe we can get something out of him and see what we can do and just go from there. So, 84, Mr. Big Chest. Sounds like a porno star. Mr. Big Chest, Mrs. Big Chest, whatever. Get traded. Get out of Pittsburgh. You don't want to be here anymore because you can't handle it. And actually, I'm going to be done with it. Hopefully, we'll know more in March when they can wheel and deal. I don't think the Steelers are going to show their hand on who's looking at them or what they want. So maybe we can get a high draft pick and just get another receiver to compensate for the loss of him. And I also seen that they're going to let Jesse James look around for free agency. So we're going to have to definitely get another tight end if he decides to sign elsewhere, or if he decides to stay with the Steelers. And hopefully they have their ducks in a row for draft. And hopefully, by the grace of God, we can get some middle linebackers that are something. Not second tier, not third tier middle linebackers, but actually Brahma Bulls in the middle of the defense. Just stout middle linebackers and get another corner and get Ben another target and quit with this drama. After the season, the drama has been catastrophic. So hopefully they can get their heads out of their asses and play some football. So hopefully we'll know more soon, but we'll just do that. And then everybody's on standby in Steeler Nation as it is. So we can go from there. And then also, we got the Pirate season coming around. I'm going to have to get I'm going to talk a little bit about I do love the Pirates, and I'm going to say the Pirates are probably going to go. I'm going to take 78 wins this year. I usually take the Pirates in the mid 80s. Now, when they had McCutcheon, they were going in the, when they were in a wild card, I went higher. I went mid, like high 80s, like 87, 88. I did that for a couple years, but I'm going to be realistic. I'm going to go with the pick that I picked, 76, I believe. 76 or 70. Yeah, I'm going to go 76. So 76 wins for the Pirates this year, hopefully, because that division is going to be very, very tough. And he just didn't spend anything to bring any big names in, some power hitters. We need some power hitters. And that's what we need. We do need some power hitters. We got the Korean coming back. He hit 2 home runs the other day and spring ball down in Bradenton. So we'll see. Maybe he has to drink a lot of drinks to hit some home runs. So I don't know. And then the Pens. I watched the game against the Flyers Saturday night. They had 3-1 and they lost. They lost 4-3. It was ridiculous. But they won last night against Columbus. And we'll see where that goes. I gear up for the Pens when they get into the playoffs, and then that's to me because it's the best of 7 games. It's not like it's and it's like the baseball too, best of 7, which I would love to see the Pirates in 7 games would be great. I haven't seen the best of 7 since '92. We all know in my age what happened in '92 with the Pirates, and it wasn't a very good outcome. But with football, it's 1 game, so but we can do that. But actually, I've been watching the that new football league. I don't know any of the players. A lot of receivers catching and dropping balls. I heard today we're going to go bankrupt after the second week. I've been watching the Birmingham Iron. They have a little bit of the Steelers. That's why I follow them. They had a good defense. They're actually 3-0. And then Steve Spurrier's back in coaching. He is coaching the Orlando team. And I've watched a couple of the games. It's not on. You have to have. I had a different cable system. I tried to get it at work to watch it at work, but I couldn't do it then. But yeah. So we'll just see where everything lines up. We'll see how they do. I believe they got 10 game season. This American Football Alliance conference to go from there. We'll see how the XFL will do next year. I'm probably biased to that one. But the Alliance actually has Hines Ward and Troy Polamalu, and they have a lot of NFL players in the higher ups that are actually doing it. I don't know if the NFL is going to come in. But I will say the Alliance games are actually quicker than the NFL games. Maybe the NFL can actually take some heed and try to make the games a little quicker. That'd be great. 4 hours of watching football, and then you watch another game, you got 8 hours of football. It's like a job. We're not getting paid for it. And then you got football Thursday, and you got football, Monday, and holy shit, it's just like wrestling in the mid '90s where they had wrestling every night. Now they have football every night. Well, nothing wrong with that as long as they have good teams. But realistically, the NFL probably only got a half a dozen quarterbacks that are any good. The rest of them are bagging groceries. You know what I mean? They're not that good. That's why being an NFL quarterback, you got to be damn good, and we do have a damn good one at Ben Roethlisberger. It all goes back to that. You know what I mean? So there you go, AB. So you can get a quarterback throwing the ball like Ben. You prima donna, you crying little bitch. But anyway, I was also I've been watching a lot of wrestling lately, and I watched Monday Night Raw, and I know this week the Monday Night Raw episode had the return of Roman Reigns. God bless him. He was in remission of leukemia, and I tell you what, people were thinking that was a fucking joke. I don't know who sits at home and gets on the internet and thinks that Vince was going to use that as a storyline for leukemia is clueless. They're clueless. If you can't tell that Roman Reigns probably lost about 25 to 30 pounds of muscle mass, because he can't work out due to the chemo and stuff like that. That's just total bullshit. And ladies and gentlemen, I have not been a Roman Reigns fan. I have not been a Roman Reigns fan because it was forced to me. It was forced to me, and I don't like anybody. I don't want to be forced to like something. You know what I mean? That's like in a relationship. Like I got to force to date somebody back in the day. That ain't happening. It's bullshit. I am not. You can't force me to eat food I don't like. You can't force me to drink something that I don't want. You can't force me to. I don't like to be forced in anything, and I do not like to be forced to watch wrestling and cheer for people and they get it shoved down my throat. That's not gonna happen, and it didn't happen. But as of Monday, when he walked out and he cut a promo, when he said he had leukemia in October, that promo was real, and I like real. And the thing is, he came back Monday, and it was real, and he came back and overcome the greatest stuff in the world, and he did it twice. So I have to give credit where credit is due. And ladies and gentlemen, I am now a Roman Reigns fan based on his real life situation of him being a fighter and determined to overcome the odds. So yes, I will cheer for Roman Reigns because A, it's about real life to me sometimes like that. And he overcome it, and he's proven himself, and he will prove himself to overcome that. So if any knucklehead sits in their goddamn house and think that was made up, I swear to God, they need a girlfriend or some kind of life because they're just pulling shit out of the air like it's a conspiracy theory. Like you got Jesse Body Ventura, conspiracy theorist, sitting at your house. You know what I mean? So it's total bullshit. So it's not right, and that's how some people are. I love wrestling fans, but sometimes people, it doesn't matter. I don't even know if they're wrestling fans. I just think people just throw shit out there just to see if they can get, a rise out of people. And that's not a cool rise to get out of. He had leukemia. He beat it. He went into remission the first time. He got it again, and he beat it. He went into a remission the second time. So I give it up for Roman Reigns. And if anybody thought that was, was a storyline by Vince, you're a fucking sad motherfucker. You know what I mean? You are a sad motherfucker. And I know sometimes people think I'm a motherfucker, but I would never ever think, oh, that's a storyline. You know what I mean? Like, that's retarded. So, I mean, they had Seth Rollins come out. Rollins, Dean Ambrose is ready to leave the company. Now he's kind of happy from what I read. They're probably going to form the Shield. And the thing is, though, as I look on my wall, they signed Bruce Pritchard to be in creative control. So Bruce knows his shit. Pritchard knows his shit. You know what I mean? Like, he's been around the business since he's been 14 or 12 or 10 years old. He's worked in every major company in pro wrestling history, and Vince hired him back because they need something. These writers, these screenwriters and shit trying to write promos. That's what I mean. The promos come from the heart, ladies and gentlemen. When you cut a promo, you don't have the cue guy on your right. We didn't have that in independent. I didn't have a goddamn cue card when I cut a promo. Okay, so my promos weren't the great. They weren't Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes or The Rock promos. But for me, I thought they were good. And because I had passion through my promos, as I have passion through talking through this podcast, through this speaker, so I know I had to get up and get ready for stuff. I know when I had to go through the curtain at wrestling, I had to give it 150% when I went out there. Yes, I was my worst critic. Okay. But yes, I always wanted to achieve better. And who doesn't want to achieve better in anything they do? If you don't, then it's a sad day in America. Okay? But like I said, Roman Reigns is back. WrestleMania is churning, people. WrestleMania is churning. Okay? The Elimination Chamber with Kofi Kingston. You know what I mean? Kofi in the next pay-per-view, it's going to be him and Daniel Bryan, the Captain Planeteer champion and whatever. I like his heel thing. And that's part of his real life. He's a vegan, so use the real stuff and have the real stuff, turn into, drama on the TV. And he can wrestle too, and this All Elite Wrestling that's out. Their second pay-per-view, ladies and gentlemen, sold out in 4 minutes. So what does that tell you? NXT guys are coming up. Right now is the hottest time in professional wrestling as always, right after the Rumble to Mania. Like everybody that it's an independent wrestler to get their income tax check and pow, down there to put on a show. It happens. Hell, I done it one time. Yeah, I did. I put some money of my income tax to do a wrestling show at the Indiana S&T Bank Arena. Put a little bit of money into it. Yes. Well, what I was going to do with my income tax check? Go buy a TV? No. Fuck no. I didn't do that. I went and did a wrestling show. I'm not doing that all the time. I did it once. And I tried to recoup some of my money, but I am not putting a wrestling show with my income tax check and get a big name, do one show a year because, hey, I got my income tax check, No, I'm not doing that. I'm not even, like I said, people, I'm not even in wrestling. I think people fear that they don't want me in the wrestling business anyway because I shoot from the hip and it gets me in trouble because I got a big ass mouth. And I you know what I mean? I just tell it the way it is. Some people fear that. I don't know. But if I see something that's bad, I'm very creative. I'm very creative on ideas and do stuff all the time. I do it at work. I do it in life. I see the outside the box, So what I'm saying is there's always opportunities. The road for WrestleMania is now. We will talk a lot about wrestling because it's the road to WrestleMania. Seth Rollins took the Rumble. And Becky Lynch still cutting promos, took the Rumble for the ladies, and I am a huge Becky Lynch supporter, and I will stop the TV and listen to her promos, and I will watch her wrestle. I think she's good. I think the lady stuff is great. I think wrestling right now is really, really good, and, I would like to watch the Elite Wrestling, the All Elite Wrestling, and I would like to see All In, but I don't spend big money on pay-per-views. I have the WWE Network. You know what I mean? Or I'll watch it on YouTube. That money is going to be used to, put drywall up or some other stuff or pay bills, But like I'm saying, right now it's time. AB's out. Hopefully he's out. WrestleMania is in. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. I'm your host, Bad Bubba Brewer, telling you, stay tuned.
The Triple B Experience.
We'll return after these messages.
Battaglia Home Inspections, the only place you need to go for pre-purchase, pre-list, or general home inspections. Battaglia Home Inspections is available to discuss how our services can meet your needs. Our impartial and experienced inspectors can help you make an educated real estate investment. Pennsylvania State Certified Real Estate Inspectors, servicing Beaver County, Butler County, and surrounding areas. For more information, go to BattagliaHomeInspections.com or give them a call at 724-987-3770. Vapor Connection in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Premier vaping lounge and proprietor of vaping supplies. We carry everything from mods and accessories to the widest selection of e-liquids in Pittsburgh. Visit our shop in Blawnox and sample e-juice from America's best suppliers. Vapor Connection, Pittsburgh's premier vapor and shop lounge. Vape easy at the Vapor Connection. For more information, go to VaporConnectionLLC.com.
You're listening to Idiot Radio, taking it to the edge and back.
For all your heating and cooling needs, service, and installation, contact our friends at Complete Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning. 412-513-3001. Doesn't your family deserve complete comfort?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Triple B Experience. I'm your host, Bad Bubba Brewer, and you can listen to all of the podcasts on SoundCloud, iTunes, iHeartRadio, idiotradio.net. And you can also get all the Triple B Experience merchandise at the merchandise store at idiotradio.net. So check it out. I got a shirt. I told you last time, you can get beer mugs, coffee mugs, liquor mugs, t-shirts. We got it all at idiotradio.net store for yours truly, the Triple B Experience. And once again, I thank all you guys for listening. And without you, it doesn't be successful because you are the listeners out there. And I'm glad you guys are listening. So this is the 12th episode, what I call in comic books, and what comic books, when they do the 12th episode of the 12th issue, it's like a double-sized issue. You know, it costs a lot more nowadays to buy a comic book. But that's what we used to call it, the 12th issue. That was the big issue. That was the year-round issue. So this is the 12th podcast. So I'm honored and I'm glad that you guys are listening. So, okay, now what do we talk about? We're going to talk about some stuff that I don't want to give spoilers to, but I'm hoping some of you guys actually watched it and actually watched the season 3 of Daredevil, which was phenomenal. It was the Heroes Reborn storyline out of the comic books. Okay. And it was one of the greatest storyline arc in all of Marvel Studios productions of anything they've done. That's just my opinion. Okay. And it was really, it was done well. And also, season 2 of The Punisher was kick-ass, gruesome, violent, gritty, brutal. It was The Punisher. Frank Castle, John Bernthal is the man for that part. So anyway, if you haven't seen it, you need to see it because Netflix canceled all the Marvel stuff. Okay, Jessica Jones season 3 will be the last one. They canceled them all. Walt Disney's coming, and I just read that Walt Disney is looking to buy Warner off of Hulu. So Walt Disney could become the mecca of entertainment. And that Walt Disney streaming service, I'm going to get because, A, I'm going to watch the Star Wars TV show that they're bringing on, and I'm going to watch Loki, and I'm going to watch the Scarlet Witch and Vision, which they're going to incorporate the Marvel Studios into them shows, and I'm just sure it's Walt Disney. Who doesn't like Walt Disney? You're telling me that people hate Walt Disney? Come on, people. We've been watching Walt Disney all our lives. So, yes, I'm going to stream it, and I'm going to probably keep Netflix for a little bit but I need to watch The Orange is the New Black, and that's done. Jessica Jones will be done, and everything else I finished watching The Ranch. I'm not really enthused about The Ranch as I was because they took Danny Masterson off due to some allegations, and they just fucking exiled him out into Siberia. And I don't know how funny it is yet because I am not up current on The Ranch to see where his character exiles and how they overcome it. But I'm also looking at my lovely studio. I got 5,000 comic books done. So I've been working very, very hard on that. It's a very tedious process, getting them chronologically in order, making sure they are right, and making sure that backboard's in plastic. So I have issues, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm slowly getting them off. I have maybe 8 to 10 boxes to do yet. I'm just chipping away. Like I said, I'm just trying to chip, and get stuff done. So I'm working on that. I got over 5,000 books. I thought I had more. Maybe it just looked the illusions of 20,000 books, which I always said that, so it's not true. So maybe 10,000, maybe. I mean, it's still a lot of books. I'm running out of closet space, and I'm going to put storage downstairs in the Triple B bar and grill for my comic books. I'm going to put them in totes and make sure they're appropriate and stuff like that. And so I don't have any mishaps because I can't handle that because these are 40 years right here sitting that I'm looking at. But also, I'm going to go see Captain Marvel next week. It should be pretty good. I'm not into female lead heroine movies. I did like Wonder Woman because, like I said, she was hot, and Wonder Woman was the best out of all of them lately, except for the Dark Knight trilogy, which the Dark Knight trilogy was probably the great trilogy of DC, in my opinion. And I heard that Ben Affleck is not going to be no longer wanting to play the role, so who knows who they're going to get. I have no clue. I do like DC TV shows, but as in movies, it's all Marvel for me. But I will go see DC, and I will. I like to watch a lot of movies anyway. And the most recent movie I watched, ladies and gentlemen, was Bohemian Rhapsody, and that was that was a good movie. I saw it twice in a day. So my thing for all you people, if you've never seen it, is to watch that, then watch the Live Aid performance of Freddie Mercury and Queen right after that. It's a splitting image of the movie to the live performance, which the live performance fucking kicked ass. It was phenomenal. And I've watched a lot of documentaries lately on Queen. I've always liked Queen. I've always liked Queen. You know what I mean? And for me, it goes back in the early '80s with the Highlander and Flash Gordon, which is a remake that they need to make and make it right, but keep the soundtrack. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Remake Flash Gordon, but keep the soundtrack of Queen. That's the only way you could do it. You cannot get anybody else. That would be me. But I'm just a guy sitting in front of a studio talking, so I don't have any qualms about, I don't think I have that much power to get through. But they need to remake. They need to remake Flash Gordon. So that's and then I don't know, just trying to get a whole bunch of stuff done, trying to watch whatever. I'm all like The Walking Dead. I'm not giving any spoilers out. It is not the same as the comic book. Okay, I know I'm not doing it. It's pretty good. Okay, but I know some people haven't seen it yet. It's not the same as the comic book because the comic book Carl was alive. Okay, Carl was still alive in the comic book. Okay, but on the TV show, they did away with that, and the character that is going to be doing the representation of Carl is the kid that plays King Ezekiel and Carol's kid. That storyline is going to go to him, ladies and gentlemen. And that's all I'm going to tell you because I'm not going to be that guy who's a spoiler. You know what I mean? I tried to watch it the other day and the power went out. And power went out in Western Pennsylvania. Everybody's power went out. Mine went off, and I watched it Monday. So, but I won't say nothing. The Whisperers are now in the storyline. She plays the part perfectly. And the Whisperers storyline is going to be bad, and there's going to be a lot of deaths, people. I can't help it. It's the same as the comic book. I don't know who's going to get axed, but it'll be big. It'll be huge. A couple more episodes, and then they'll be on season 10. And then the Rick movies are coming in and going from that. But I kind of like it, but everybody's leaving the show. I guess Michonne's leaving. So all these, they can only do it for so long, like Tammy says. They can't play on the same part for 20 years, Bob. It don't work that way. They got to do other shit, and I understand, but, it sucks, but it is what it is. So, and I know there's a lot of movies coming out, and then we'll be talking definitely about the Avengers Endgame, and there's a lot of stuff going on. There's tons of new comic books coming out. I'm going to be excited for the Savage Avengers, which is going to be Venom and Conan the Barbarian and the Punisher and Wolverine. It's like their characters, all their badass characters are going to be in this one book, and we'll see how it goes from there. I'm definitely going to purchase it, and I put them in the sleeves and go from there. And just keep reading. That's my therapy, people. Going to the comic book store, going to the gym, doing the shit I like to do. So I don't have bad days. People might think I do, but I vent a little bit. I don't hold shit in, and that's probably what gets me in trouble. I always say if someone fucks me off, they fuck me off. I try to do it in an appropriate way, without, going whatever. But some people just don't listen to me. So, but what I'm saying is this is the 12th podcast. It's an honor to do this. I'm going to, like I said, the individuals that I was talked about being a guest, I know I fucking slower than molasses. And I know I got to get people in here or take the phone calls and get them through and try that and do it that way. And just bear with me, people. I appreciate your patience. We're going to get people in here. I swear to God, I'm not going to get everybody in here, but I'm going to get a few people, and I'm going to do some radio stuff on the phone. I'm going to do the podcast by the phone so people might not be able to get here, and we can do it that way. And I can get them out to Todd, and Todd does a great job. And at idiotradio.net, they got a lot of good shows coming. So I just want to be part of that family because they gave me an opportunity, and I'm just trying to take the ball and run with it. I'm going to try to get these out a little bit more frequently, and I usually go to a Facebook Live after I do it to take some questions. So honestly, if people want to have me talk about some subjects, please, give me send me an email or send me a Facebook message. Say, hey, Bubba, you want to talk about this? Or hey, Bubba, when you did this or did that? But you can reach me on my email is badbubba77@gmail.com. I'll take questions, and I can use some questions into the podcast so we can talk about some more stuff and just keep everything current and relate to stuff that I like to talk about and some experiences. I'm not going to give like every life experience that I had on podcast podcast land because sometimes you just can't tell everything. I'll tell most things, but like I said, if you have any questions, Bad Bubba Brewer at badbubbabrewer77@gmail.com. Write me and it's like, hey Bubba, I want you to talk about this, or hey Bubba, what do you think about that? I'll put it on so I can use it as a segment, do it that way. And the people that I said that, we're going to get you to talk, I swear I'm going to get you. Just bear with me. I'm trying to get my comic book stuff. So my studio is, it's a clusterfuck. And I'm a big dude, and I have to tiptoe around here to get stuff out of the way. And I finally got through to my laptop last night, and I got it clear. But I need to get some more. I get these boxes done. I swear to God, it's coming, people. And it's going to be about you. It ain't going to be about me. I'll just ask the questions and let you people talk about stuff. People from all kinds of walks of life. Shane Star Miller, Mike Duke, Troy Fritz, John Fordyce, everybody and everybody. I know those are the main ones that I was supposed to get a long time ago, and I appreciate you guys for your patience. There'll be other people. Maybe get Maverick on the line or have Mav come in here at the house. Anybody that wants to, do a show, have something to talk about and own a business that has something that they want to talk about. And that's a Triple B experience. My experiences are your experiences are my experiences, and here we can sit here in a forum and actually talk about stuff. If you've done something in your life and you want to, we talk about it. If you have some type of charity, throw me a line. I'll be more than happy we can talk about it on the show. I'm all about everybody, people. It's just not about me. I know it's my show, but I like to help everybody out. And then my platform, if my platform can help people out, God bless America. So like I said, I'm back. I took a little hiatus because I was doing stuff. I'm working and churning and getting stuff done, and I will have stuff done. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you for all your support. Listen, download it on SoundCloud, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and listen to it on idiotradio.net to get all your Triple B Experience merchandise. They got it. This is the 12th episode of the Triple B Experience, and I'm your host, Bad Bubba Brewer. Thanks for listening.